Hi, this is Gayle. Welcome to my channel. We're going to talk about how to do a $40 day trip. If you have seen my playlist, then you know it's possible. I'm asked what are the nuts and bolts. We're going to talk about that. But first, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that because I talk about the day trips on Mondays and I do some product reviews. On Wednesday, we do some service dogs. On Friday, and we do some live streaming on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. Go ahead and you'll click that bell to get all of the notifications. And of course, like this video when you get to the point in the video that you like it. That's very important. Now let's talk about some of the nuts and bolts on how to do a $40 day trip. First of all, you want to look at the gas mileage on your car because this helps determine how far you can go for the budget amount that you set aside. You want to spend $40 on the whole trip and you can spend $10 on gas, you need to know how far that $10 is going to get you. Similarly, if you can spend $35 on gas, you still need to know how far you can go. First thing, pay attention to the gas mileage of your car. I know that sounds a little tedious, but believe me, it'll pay off in the long run, especially on the day trip. There are two things that you can control. That is the amount that you spend on food and the amount that you spend on an attraction. Gas, you can't really control that much except to control the distance that you go. Obviously, the closer to home that you are for your attraction, the more money you can spend on the attraction itself. The whole idea, though, of having a day trip for under $40 is to make it affordable and to get rid of the stress for a little while. I'm here to tell you, we've all got too much stress in our lives, and the $40 day trips can help us get rid of that for just a day, which can give you a great big break. But it's also possible to do a lot of day trips on less than $40. Now, in some of the other videos where I've gone to the Ocoee Whitewater Center and so forth, you see exactly how I've done that. And I'd like to show you the receipts so you know how much I have spent. Determining food costs. What I do is I look at my fridge and I start the day with what I've got. It's part of controlling your costs. If you've got breakfast in your fridge, then by all means, eat breakfast before you leave home. Doesn't have to be great, big, and complicated. Maybe have a bowl of cereal and some toast, a piece of fruit, and an on-the-go peanut butter sandwich, and you've got breakfast. So eat at home. Lunch. Okay, let's talk about lunch for a minute. Lunch doesn't have to be super expensive. It's one of those things that you can control. In one of the videos, I went to the grocery store and I bought a package of 4 sandwiches. I got chips to go. I think it was chips to go with it. I also got a package of cookies and a couple of pieces of fruit. I spent about $10 on that, believe it or not. And that wound up getting us not just lunch, but we filled up with lunch and we ate dinner on that too. You've also got fast food restaurants. Those have value meals that can lower the cost. McDonald's has them. KFC has their version. Taco Bell has their version. They all want to get your business. So they all advertise deals. So take advantage of those deals, but also realize that the lunch counter at your local grocery store may give you more bang for your buck. A meat, 2 veggies roll. Sometimes your drink can be around $6. You can take that with you. So pack a cooler. In your cooler, you want to use ice or an alternative. Now, if you don't want to spend the money on ice, a little trick that I do is to take a towel or a washcloth and put it inside a Ziploc bag. Throw it into the freezer the night before. The day you get ready to leave, you've got an ice pack. And you haven't spent a penny Well, except on the Ziploc bag. But you've got an inexpensive block of ice that will help keep your food cold. So your sandwiches or whatever you take with you will stay nice and cold. So you want to pick an inexpensive lunch. You also want to pick an inexpensive dinner. If you like to snack, a couple of pieces of fruit, oftentimes you are on your way. But you want to keep it simple. Now, one of the things I like to do to also keep things simple on a trip is I like to take a reusable water bottle. And that is, I have a Contigo protein bottle that I like for just taking drinks. And I get some of those cold brew tea bags. So I'll toss a tea bag in there, let it brew. I've got tea for the day, and it's only cost me a couple of pennies for the tea bag. If you like just plain water, you have that option. And if you want to get some of those little flavoring packets that a lot of people like, take that with you. So you've already got a head start on something to drink. Then you've gotten a cheap lunch, and you've looked for a cheap dinner. You know, we all know that too, that when it comes to cheap meals, pizza can be really inexpensive. So look for something that you like that won't cost a lot of money, or use what you've got at home and bring it with you. One of the most fun that we have with meals is looking for a place that we can cook out. My husband and I are very fortunate. We have a little gas grill, but you can also use the charcoal grills that are at a lot of parks just by picking up an inexpensive bag of charcoal, some hot dogs, some buns, and you're in a good lunch. Just pack some side dishes that are kind of inexpensive and your reusable water bottle. You can sometimes have lunch for less than $5. How cool is that? So that takes care of your meal planning. Okay, you've got breakfast at home. You've got a cheap lunch packed in the cooler or picked up from fast food and then packed in the cooler. Same thing for dinner. But what about your attractions? Here's where your gas comes in. So know what the gas is in your car and do some searching on Bing Maps or on Google Maps, whatever your favorite, go to Trip Planner, whatever your favorite map software is. Look and see where you can go for a reasonable mileage for your car. If you know the mileage, then it's easier to figure out how far you can go. So look at that, kind of get an idea online. Next up, one of my favorite tips is to get a map. Look for your home base on the map and draw a circle around the distance that you can go. I know that a lot of people find maps to be redundant or outdated, but I get a lot of use out of my map. So look at that and kind of circle the area. Okay, while we're on the subject of maps, I like the ones like this. They come free from the tourism agencies. All you have to do is stop at a rest area, or sometimes hotels have them. And all else fails, you can contact your state Department of Tourism, and they'll be glad to send you a map. Also on the map, there is usually some information about like state and national parks, music and the arts, history and heritage, welcome centers, vacation guides where you can get those. These can help you with planning. If you look at this, for example, this says that Tennessee boasts 53 state parks and 4 national parks for the perfect outdoor experience. This already tells you that there are cheap or free activities. Now, in the state of Tennessee, it's really cool because there is no charge for state parks. Other states may have an inexpensive fee. So that already tells you that there are some inexpensive places, and there are locations highlighted in the map with color photos. So if you're not sure where you want to go, look at the photos and get an idea. Then look and see if they're in their circle. Places that you want to look for that are inexpensive. You're planning a day trip. Take a few minutes, look online. What you want to look for is cheap and free. So car shows, festivals, arts and crafts shows, those are all pretty neat things that you can do for free. If it's a Christmas season, where are the Christmas light displays? What about the stores near you? Do they have Christmas displays set up? Take advantage of those. Look for things like cultural reenactments at your local parks. Here we have colonial reenactments, Civil War reenactments, all on different weekends at different locations. They're all free or with a nominal fee. Museums can be a great source of free cultural experiences because they're often on a donation or they have a lowered price. Now, zoos can be a little more expensive, but the thing is, oftentimes your zoos will have free days, or sometimes our zoo will have dollar days. Those can be a little crowded, but if you're willing to put up with the crowds, it's a good, cheap, inexpensive trip. One of the things that I like to do when I'm planning a day trip is to look for like a car show or a festival that I can attend in the morning and combine that with a museum that I can go to in the afternoon, or flip it. Do the museum in the morning, the car show in the afternoon. But that gives you two things to do on your day trip that are free or cheap. So you take those activities, you combine it with your mileage, combine it with your lunch and your dinner, and boom, you've got an inexpensive $40 or less day trip. It's not that complicated. Check out my playlist where I demonstrate exactly how to do that. Again, your brochures on activities. Great idea. Now, you can go to hotels near you and pick up some free brochures. You don't have to be a guest. Most of the time, they'll be glad to give you whatever brochures. Don't forget your local tourism bureaus, your chambers of commerce. They can steer you to wherever you want to go. There may be statues. There may be driving trails. There may be walking tours. Find those things. And you know those signs that are on the interstate and the highways for this attraction or that attraction? The $40 day trip is the perfect excuse. Check those out. What do you like to do for your $40 day trip? Leave me the comments down below. And again, don't forget to subscribe. Check out the playlist for more information where I actually put these tips to work and demonstrate them for you. Don't forget, like this video and always subscribe and hit that little bell for all the updates. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me that comment, and I'm going to see you out and about traveling and online. And our video hashtag is hashtag Bodacious. That means we're going to go grab life. We're going to have fun no matter what life throws our way. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.